Good morning, my dear respected students. Today, I have just, in the previous session, we have just discussed about the concept of mobile processors and one more topic which is being related with IRC, that is a protocol which is used for chatting, text-based chatting we have already discussed. My dear respected students, in this session, I'm just going to discuss with you all the concept of VoIP, which is one of the important concept and very much clear concept, as name shows that VoIP stands for Voice over Internet Protocol. Uh, this protocol is very much popular nowadays, or we can call it as very popular when a 4G concept is being introduced, or we can also call that it begins from a 3G. My dear respected students, what happened, rather than doing a normal calls, now we all prefer that we are supposed to make calls through different applications such as a WhatsApp and some other applications. So when we make a call from WhatsApp, for example, I'm just calling to my relatives in Canada from India. This is very easy to do and very cost efficient, Otherwise, if you are supposed to make a call normally with the help of your phone, it is comparatively expensive in case of the calls which is supposed to be made with the help of WhatsApp. That is the concept of VoIP, and hopefully you remember the full form, that is Voice over Internet Protocol. My dear respected students, kindly concentrate. The voice calls are first digitalized, as what I'm saying is in the form of analog signals. So, as if we want to transmit that data over internet or over a communication medium, that we have to digitalize that particular data, convert this analog data into a binary format. After that, we are supposed to compress and fragment it into small packets, which we also done in the previous sessions. It is the responsibility of IP, where IP stands for an internet protocol. They simply divide the particular data into small pieces, which is also to be called as packets as well as segments, and transmitted with the help of TCP. There are three main causes for the evaluation of for the evolution उत्थान होना, popular होना. कैसे popular हो गया voice over IP market? First is low cost phone calls. As earlier I have discussed, that the cost is comparatively very less as comparison to the normal calls. Add-on services and unified messages. Add-on services means they provide us the facility to make an audio call. They provide us the facility to make an audio as well as video call. And they also provide us to send the text messages. It means these are the add-on services, the complementary services which is being added. And unified messaging, my dear respected students, unified messages says handling of voice, handling of fax, handling of regular text messages, or handling of some other way of data is to be considered as unified messages. It means इसका अर्थ ये हुआ कि वॉइस को, फैक्स को, नॉर्मल मैसेज को या किसी और डाटा को एक कंबाइंड करना, that is to be called as unified messaging. After that, merging of data voice infrastructure. It means they provide a common platform where they perform both the activities. They provide data as well as the way to communicate voice, In VoIP, we are supposed to discuss about two different types of protocols or standards and make sure. Previously, we have discussed IRC, which is only used for a text-based communication. But if question is there that mention any protocol which is supposed to be used for communicating voice over IP, in such case we talk about VoIP, that is a voice over internet protocol, and two more protocols. One among these two is H.323. What this says? H.323 is a protocol that provides communication for multimedia. Multimedia means multi का मतलब एक से ज्यादा, और मीडिया दोबारा वही शब्द आ गया कि वो चीज जो अपने आप में एक क्षमता रखती है. They are capable of sending the combination or single or the combination of multiple data over a communication medium with the help of IP, with the help of TCP. That particular thing is to be called as a multimedia. एक से ज्यादा मीडिया को, एक से ज्यादा तरीके के मीडिया को भेजने की क्षमता रखने वाला प्रोटोकॉल जो है, उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? वो चीज, वो प्रोटोकॉल H.323 कंसीडर होता है, जिसमें हम ऑडियो, वीडियो, डाटा कुछ और भी भेज सकते हैं. It can be applied in variety of mechanism. वही चीजें जो ऊपर लिखी हुई हैं उसको दोहराने वाला हूं और बताने वाला है कि क्या क्या डाटा, जैसे ऊपर हमने मल्टीमीडिया की बात की, ऑडियो ओनली भेज सकते हैं, ऑडियो एंड डाटा भेज सकते हैं, ऑडियो एंड वीडियो भेज सकते हैं, ऑडियो वीडियो एंड डाटा भी भेजा जा सकता है. मेरे प्यारे शिष्यों, लास्ट टाइप ऑफ प्रोटोकॉल, or we can call it as the last type of protocol which is used for sending the voice over IP. The next standard is to be considered as SIP, that is SIP, where, my dear respected students, SIP says the full form of SIP is Session Initiation Protocol. What they do, it use IP protocol. Sir, why they are using IP? Again the meaning will be same. IP is used to accept the data, divide that particular data into different packets or segments, and make and establish a connection for sending with the help of TCP. Modifies and terminates VoIP telephone calls. Next is SIP application includes streaming, multimedia distribution, instant messaging, information, file transfer, fax over IP, and online games. As a whole, if we talk about that H.323 and SIP is supposed to perform the same kind of functionalities, where they send a multimedia, multiple types of media from a communication medium with the help of IP, which distribute the packets or data into different small pods and packets, and send with the help of TCP over the communication medium. Now, my dear respected students, the point says, what do you understand by Wi-Fi? And I know this thing very much, that you all are using Wi-Fi. So there is a practical understanding is already there in your brains, that what do you understand by a Wi-Fi. But even though we are supposed to display one example of this, and here it is, my dear respected students, here it is the example which says that this is a modem or router. I'm simply going to mention, if you want, here it is, this particular device is called as MODEM, or we can also call it as ROUTER, which is also to be called as a router, My dear respected students, what they do, they just provide, they are supposed to connect it with the internet. I'm mentioning here on the bottom. And what they do, they accept connection with the help of wire, and then without wire, wirelessly, they just distribute that connection to the devices which is supposed to be attached with the internet. But one limitation is here. In case we talk about a Wi-Fi, my dear respected students, the limitation says, first of all, I'm just mentioning that full form of wireless Wi-Fi is wireless fidelity. Okay, it's clear. Now, second thing is, it is based on a WLAN. We also discussed the same with our theory part. But here it is WLAN. WLAN, what do you understand by a WLAN? WLAN stands for wire without wire, make it wireless local area network. It says that WLAN stands for wireless local area network. It means it works without wire. Second thing, the limitation, when we talk about the limitation, says, my dear respected students, it says that it approximately, maximum if we consider MTR 50 meters, and approximately says the distance is not more than 160 feet. 160 फीट से ज्यादा का ट्रांसमिशन जो ये नहीं कर सकता। आप कहेंगे सर कर सकता है, तो हाँ बिल्कुल कर सकता है। If you want to do the same, you can again install a router after this range, and again the strength is going to be regenerated. वो किया जा सकता है, but the distance covered by a Wi-Fi is less. And next thing, my dear respected students, they are supposed to work on the concept of radio waves. It works on the concept of radio waves. And next thing, what we required when we use the concept of that Wi-Fi. For example, my dear respected students, we require different things for the same. Number one, if we talk about the first thing what we required for this Wi-Fi, for establishing this Wi-Fi, BROAD, broadband connection we required. Okay. Second thing, what we required, my dear respected students, we required routers and MODEMs, that is a modems, or we can call it as modem. And the third thing, my dear respected students, we required here is a laptop, or which is to be called as desktop, or any other kind of device to make the connection. Hope the things will be clear for Wi-Fi. And now we are just begin with the concept of theoretical part, which is being related with the Wi-Fi. My dear respected students, Wi-Fi is a wireless fidelity where communication takes place without wire. Okay. Wi-Fi is basically a WLAN. It is already clear, that is a wireless local area network. A typical wireless router is an indoor point to multi-point. It means the router is being connected with a single wire, and then they serve the internet to multiple devices. It means point to multi-point arrangement, with a stock antenna might have a range of 50 meters or 160 feet or less. The users share the data with each other by connecting to the broadband internet services without using cable, wireless. And for wireless, we use the concept that is a radio waves. But we talk about radio waves, microwaves, satellite communication, but here we are supposed to use the concept of radio waves. And again, the same thing, that we required a broadband connectivity, we required a router or modem, we required a laptop, desktop, or some other devices by which we are supposed to connect to the internet. Next thing, my dear respected students, which is considered as the last topic for today's session, is the concept of WiMax. My dear respected students, I just want to display one example of that particular WiMax for better understanding. My dear respected students, first of all, when we talk about WiMax, here it is, one of the most important thing we are supposed to discuss first of all. That is, what is the full form of WiMax? Here it is, a word, W-O-R-L-D, word. After that, there is a wide, inter, I-N-T-E-R, O-P-E-R-A-B-I-L-I-T-Y, for microwave access. This is to be considered as the full form of WiMax, which says that AM stands for, worldwide interoperability for microwave access. Okay. And remember one important thing, my dear respected students, that this is also to be called as IEEE IEEE. This is also to be called as a IEEE, and the name of the standard is, when we talk about the name of the standard, it is also to be called as, if I am correct, 802.16. And after that, they also introduced the concept of IEEE, triple E. Okay, after that there is 802.16, and here it is A. And what is the difference in between these two? That is, we can call it as LOS, which says line of sight. It works because microwaves work on a straight directions. It says LOS, that is a line of sight, where this standard IEEE 802.16A stands for N. LOS, it means they are not working on the line of sight. Hope the things will be clear. But what I want to elaborate here with this picture, they provide an internet access to a base station. My dear respected students, if I am correct and representing the information in a better way, this is to be called as a base STATIO. This is a base station which is responsible for feeding these towers. These three towers will be there for providing the connectivity to the entire locality. This base station is connected with these WiMax transmitters, which provides the connectivity to the entire location, and make sure that they cover huge area as comparison to the Wi-Fi. My dear respected students, now I think so the concept will be clear that it stands for worldwide interoperability for microwave access. These are the two different names which we are also using. The connectivity is being provided to a base station first, and then they transmit that connectivity to a WiMax transmitters, and these transmitters provide the data or internet to the entire location. Now, what happens? The theoretical part is WiMax stands for, again, this is worldwide interoperability for microwave access. What happened next? It is also known as IEEE 802.16. Some of the students is saying, sir, what do you understand by IEEE? This is an organization which is supposed to make a standard for improving technology, and the full form of IEEE is Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. I'm repeating again. This is we can call it as an organization which is supposed to enhance the technology, improve the technology, and the full form of IEEE is Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, and this is the standard which is also to be considered as WiMax. WiMax is based on a MAN. This is the important thing because it covers a huge area of approximately 30 miles, where I think so, if I am correct, the 1 mile is equal to 1.60 kilometers. So it approximately, I think so, we talk about 30 miles, it approximately 48 kilometers, if I am correct, hopefully. WiMax is a wireless communication system that provides broadband internet accessibility up to 30 miles. It means, as earlier I have discussed, 1 mile is equal to 1.60 kilometers. It means approximately 48 means 50 kilometers approx. WiMax provides a data rate up to 70 Mbps, that is megabytes per second. And WiMax uses broadband internet connection and requires a tower known as a base station to communicate with the users. Thank you very much, my dear respected students, and hopefully my words are effective and helps you to understand the concept. Thank you very much. God bless you all.